Hello and welcome to my channel. I'm Smarty from the ProEdge marketing team. In this short video, I'm going to share how to properly set up custom audiences inside your ManyChat account. Now, why would you want to do that? You see, as people are entering in as subscribers, no matter where they come in from, whether they scan a QR code, they're on your website entering your chat, maybe a ref URL you sent out to a friend over a text message. When they enter into the chatbot, we want to make sure that they also get sent to a custom audience on Facebook so that when we do advertising in the future, we can include that custom audience so that they can see our ads now that they've shown interest in our business. So if you think this is valuable, make sure you give me a thumbs up and share this video so we can share the love to other realtors, entrepreneurs, and investors around so they properly know how to do advertising with the ManyChat custom audience action. Let's dive into ManyChat and let me show you how this is done. Okay, inside of ManyChat, I'm going to take you through 3 specific steps. Step number 1 is creating the audience itself. Now, there's a backdoor how to do it in ManyChat, and I'm going to show you that backdoor. Once we create the audience, step 2, I'm going to show you how to take your existing subscribers and put them in that audience. And then step 3, we're going to set up our chatbot so that all future subscribers that come into our chat flows will be put in the proper Facebook audiences so that all of our advertising in 2021, those subscribers will be seeing our ads and we'll be making money, closing deals and transactions. So let's make this happen. Inside of the ManyChat account, the backdoor approach is coming down here to the ads section of the menu. Now in the ad section, I'll move my face down here a little bit. There's a blue button called Create Ad. Now, if you don't see this blue button, that means you just haven't activated your ad account in ManyChat. There's probably a blue button in the middle that says Activate. Simply click that Activate button. And now you're allowing ManyChat and your ad account to communicate with each other. I'll have a separate video where I show how to use ManyChat's ad manager itself to create an ad, which is different than using the ad manager inside of Facebook. I prefer the ad manager in Facebook because it has a lot more power. But I will do a separate video on this channel. So make sure you subscribe and hit the bell. So when those videos do come up, you'll have an option and learn how to do it from ManyChat or Facebook ad manager. I'll make sure that happens for you. What we're going to do here is we're going to hit create ad. And then what you'll do is you'll select your ad account that's over in Facebook. That's that list that we're reading. Once you're in the ad account inside of the Facebook world, we have the same logic that you have in Facebook. So you have campaigns, ad sets, and ads. That's the hierarchy in the Facebook world. The campaign defines the objective. The ad set defines who sees the ad and where do they see it inside the Facebook land, Instagram, Facebook, stories, etc. And then finally, the ads are the content and the pictures and what the people are actually seeing in the advertising. What we're going to do is we're just going to create the audience. We're going to hit create new campaign. I'm going to skip all this. This is the objective, but since I'm only using this to show an audience creation, I won't have to fill the rest of the data in here, but I will, as I mentioned, go back and do a complete video on this section of ManyChat. What we're going to do is we're going to hit create ad set. And all I need you to do is come down here to the custom audience and lookalike section and click on this field. And when you click on the field, what ManyChat will do is pull all the existing custom audiences from your Facebook account. So I have all kinds of audiences, people visiting my business page, my website visitors. I did a baby boomer campaign, and I have another video on the channel. Go check it out, how to use Remime to mine a neighborhood. And I specifically showed how to do a baby boomer campaign on an advertising play where I'm taking the data from Remime and putting them in a custom audience in Facebook. So make sure you check that video out. What we're going to do, though, is create a brand new one here. Over here, I have a blue button that says create custom and lookalike audience. When I click on that, ManyChat will pop it up and say what type of audience you're going to create. Words of warning here, though. ManyChat is showing lookalike because they support all different industries. As realtors and investors, we're not allowed to use lookalike audiences anymore. We have a special ad lookalike audience that we have been added for us, but the ManyChat account doesn't have that here in the interface. So use this interface to create the custom audience, the one on the left. Do not do the one on the right, or you will get shut down on Facebook. What we're going to do is I'm going to hit create custom audience, and here's where I give it a name. So let's say I want to create one for all the sellers that come into my chatbot. As a realtor and investor, if I do a motivated seller ad campaign and these sellers are saying they want me to come in with cash to buy their house, or I'm a realtor and I have listings and I'm trying to get listings, I want to be able to track them through advertising. And then as they come into the system, I want to segment them and put them in the appropriate audience. So in this example, I'll use sellers as my category. You can create audiences for all your different segmentation. So as realtors and investors, you're going to have, on the investment side, you may have cash buyers as an audience. You may have sellers, motivated sellers as an audience. If you're a realtor, you may have renters, buyers, and sellers. And here at EXP, I'm building my team of agents around the world. And if you're interested, I'd love to talk to you about some opportunities. But I specifically create an agent custom audience where, as I'm doing marketing to attract those agents, or if I send them text messages and they come in my bot, I want to put them in the appropriate section of Facebook for getting information out to them. What we're going to do here is we're going to hit continue. Now, as I hit continue, Facebook will go out and say, create custom audience. It'll allow me to select the people that I want to put in the audience. So I'll go ahead and pick a few people. I could pick the whole list, and I'll go ahead and hit create audience. So as I do that, that's as simple as it is. What ManyChat just did was create a seller's custom audience inside of the Facebook account in Ad Manager, in the Business Manager section, that I can now use in advertising. I will have other videos showing specifically how to use custom audiences in an ad. So stay tuned for those. If you subscribe and hit the bell, I'll make sure you get a notice when those come out. So I appreciate you following me here on the channel. Step number 2, though, now that I have the audience, I need to get people in that audience. So I'm going to go over to audiences. And as I click on that, it says, do you want to stop the ad? Now, I'm not creating an ad. I just used it as a backdoor to create an audience. So over in here, I come to the audience section. And when I'm on the audience section, I'll talk about 2 different approaches to get these existing subscribers into those audiences. The very first step that ManyChat has is I have 691 people in here. I could select everybody, go to bulk actions, and down here, there's an action called export PSIDs. What this will do is create a text file that you could pull out, which will have first name, last name, and the PID, which is basically the ID for Facebook. And what you could do then is head over to Facebook into Ad Manager in your business account, go to custom audiences, and then you can say create a new audience and use a customer list. And then you literally just upload that spreadsheet into Facebook to take these 691 people and put them in the audience. That's one way to do it. Another way to do it, because what I like to do is more segmentation, and I could do filters here if I want. So if I want to filter and say, let me just get buyers or sellers or renters, I could use taggings and be able to pull them out appropriately. Another trick I use, excuse me, is using a flow. So I build a simple flow here. I'll show you how easy it is. I literally built a flow in ManyChat that has one step in it, and that's creating a custom audience. So this one was for buyers. So what I'm going to do is, just to show you how easy it is, I'll hit new flow up top. I'll call it seller custom audience. Great. I'll change that word so I have the right text. And then I jump into the flow. Now, in order to create this, this is a default editor for ManyChat. It has a starting step and the first message. What I'm going to do is head over to the plus sign, and I'm going to pick an action, and I'm going to pull the action right here. What I could do is first drag the starting step to the action, and then I don't need this text over here. And what I can do here is now create some actions. The first action I'm going to do is maybe I create an action that says sent to Facebook audience, seller audience. So I'll create a tag so I'll know which ones of my subscribers are in what audience. So if they come through this flow, that's what they're going to be in. And then the second action I'm going to do is I'm going to come down here, and ManyChat has an action which is called Facebook Custom Audience. So if I click on the select action, it's going to first allow me to pick my business account, my ad account, and then it's going to look at my custom audience. And there's that seller one that I just created. So I'll click a save. And that's how easy it is to create a flow that will, the job of this flow is to put everybody in the custom audience. So in order to put somebody in a flow, this is a trick I use to take the whole list of audience and then slice them up and put them into Facebook. So I don't have to export a file, go over to Facebook and load them back in over there. All I do is I create a simple sequence. So I come over here and call it seller Facebook. I'll just call it FB for Facebook and click OK. And what I can do is select the flow that I just created, which is that seller custom audience flow. What you want to do is make sure it's turned on and come over here, make sure the schedule is, this happened to me before where I ran it and nothing happened. And then a day later, it all happened. ManyChat defaults to day after is the very first step. So make sure you change it to immediately and say update schedule. So now you have immediate and they're going to go into this action. Now what you can do is come to audience, you select all your people, you come over here and down here you say subscribe to a sequence. And over here, I'll put them in my seller sequence, which is the Facebook sequence, and hit save. 691 people were now on their way over to Facebook as a custom audience member. Now I can start an ad campaign and make sure these 691 people are seeing my advertising in the Facebook world. How cool is that? Once you have these subscribers, you have your account set up, you put your existing subscribers into a custom audience. Now what we want to do as a bot builder is make sure that any flow we use, we have an action in there to put that new subscriber into the right audience. So what we're going to do here is we're going to go over here to automation. We're going to grab a flow. So here I have my ProEdge ChatBot package. And if you're interested in learning more about it, I have a free masterclass down below. You can learn about chat marketing, and I give a digital open house check-in process, a touchless flow that you could take advantage of and some training. If you want to see the full package, that's also down below. You can check it out. What I'm going to do here is I'm going to simply go into my listings. So maybe somebody comes in and checks out a listing. So over here, I open up my listing flow. And when they're in the listing, I want to put them inside the ManyChat account. Or this one doesn't make sense. Actually, let me go back here a little bit. Instead of a listing, maybe I want to do it based on the person coming in to have a dialogue about selling their home. So in this area, I'm going to hit edit flow. I have this flow here where the bot's starting to ask questions like, do you have a house to sell? And if they do say, I do have a house to sell, what I can do here is come over and insert an action to put that person, when they click that button, into a custom audience. So what you're going to do here is you're simply going to say, again, custom audience. You're going to pick the page. You're going to pick the audience that you want. And then the last thing you need to do is connect the dots. So when they push this button, I want to push them in the audience and then continue in the dialogue. And then I hit publish. So there you have it. Now this flow is set up so that every new subscriber that comes in 2021 and beyond, if they're interacting to my chatbot and they say they need to sell a house, I know they're a seller, and I'm going to make sure that they go into a custom audience so that all my future advertising, they will see it until I take them out. Hope you enjoyed this video. If you do, please give me a thumbs up. Try to share this video with other friends of realtors, investors, and entrepreneurs so they learn the proper way to do advertising. And if you enjoyed this video, I encourage you to hit the subscribe button and hit the bell so you don't miss another video. I promise you in 2021, we're going to change the game with technology and strategies so that as realtors and entrepreneurs, we make this the best decade ever. Enjoy.